What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another ranking video. On today's video, we are going to be doing the Predator franchise, and I am going to be including the Alien vs Predator movies as well. So if you're going to do your own rankings, be sure to add them to the list as you do. But yeah, I quite enjoy the Predator franchise, but I think it's a bit all over the place, and you'll find that out in my ranking. It's a bit all over the place. I think it's quite an entertaining series of films. There are some bad ones in here, of course, as there tends to be with most franchises these days. We will get there in due course, and that due course is right now. Without further ado, let's get into this one. Shut up. There are 6 films in the Predator franchise, if you include the AVP movies. So coming in at the bottom of the list, number 6, is going to be exactly what you think. It's Alien vs Predator Requiem. I hate this movie. I hate it so much. I've already spoke about it, so we're going to keep this one short. It's dark as fuck. You can't see anything. Even if you fucking put your brightness up to like maximum, it won't help at all. You got characters that are shit nobody cares about. It kind of plays it like it's a fucking slasher movie, but they don't know they don't know how to do slasher movies properly. And yeah, no one gives a fuck about this movie. The Predalien should have been cool, but it's just boring as fuck. It does fuck all. Oh yeah, he impregnates this already pregnant lady. You get this really horrible, gory moment of like multiple chest bursters, like bursting out of this pregnant lady. Great. And like, it's nothing shocking. It kind of is shocking, but it's nothing like that. Doesn't make this movie scary. Doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it talk. You know, I don't even want to talk about this film. It's shit. Fuck this movie. Coming in at number 5 on my list is the latest one. It is The Predator from 2018. Yeah, I have a lot of things to say about this one, but first, to its credit, it does start off somewhat well, and obviously the classic Predator that we know and love is still pretty fucking cool. But as ever with these franchises, as ever, from those point forwards, it goes downhill from here, baby. Downhill from here. I feel like that this film has a seriously bad case of let's try and be Marvel. By that, I mean it is spattered with kind of like Deadpool-esque crude humour that is painfully unfunny. It can't go 5 minutes without cracking like a really bad joke, and have characters that are just so unfunny, it's just cringeworthy. And you've got these actors that I feel are so wasted in this movie as these side gag characters. For example, we have Thomas Jane in this movie. I love Thomas Jane. I think he's an excellent actor. He's in the 2004 Punisher movie. He's great in that. He's in The Mist. He's great in that. He's in like probably the best film he's in, which is 1922. If you have not seen 1922, it's amazing. You need to go and see it. But yeah, he's an immensely great actor. What is he in this film? Oh, he's just this guy that has Tourette's, and that's the joke. So he's got Tourette's, so he swears a lot, guys. He swears a lot. So I guess we're meant to find that funny, but it's not. It's just cringe. It's just horrendous. I just didn't think it was funny at all. All the gags in this film, for the most part, maybe there's one little cool little gag that I kind of chuckled at, but for the most part of this whole running time of this film, the film is cringeworthy at how unfunny it is. The whole film tries to be this super hilarious kind of Marvel, kind of tongue-in-cheek, light-hearted movie, but yet it still plays it completely straight for the most part when it concerns the story. And that's where the film completely falls to pieces with the story, and I ain't got a fucking clue what is going on with this film. You know, the super cool Predator that we know and love in this film. Yeah. Apparently he's like a rogue Predator who is literally killed within 30 minutes of the film by this super predator. And you're probably thinking, super predator? That sounds cool. No. It's a super predator. Is a predator that has like infused itself with human DNA and other DNA from other species from different planets to like make it this super predator, like this super hybrid predator. I mean the concept is cool, right? I like the concept, yeah. The execution is horrendous. There's nothing interesting or cool about the actual character of the super predator. He's literally there to be this kind of like end of level boss video game character. He's just straight out of a video game, and the film can't decide whether he is like invincible to certain things and yet not invincible from certain other things. It's fucking, the film can't make up its mind on what kind of damage this predator can take, and it's just so boring. Oh, and another thing about this story that kind of falls to pieces. Apparently, autism. Yeah, apparently that is the next step in human evolution. Like, what? Seriously, I'm not making that shit up. I'm not sure what the message was meant to be there, nor do I give a fuck. That's the Predator. It tries so hard to be a Marvel film. And speaking of Marvel, you know how I mentioned it wants to be Marvel? I just say it right there. It wants to be Marvel. I said it again. But yeah, it wants to be Marvel so bad. At the end of the film, spoilers, who gives a fuck about this movie? Spoilers. At the end, it literally goes full Iron Man and proper sequel baits as if it's going to get a sequel, which we know it won't because it was awful. Yeah, 3 words, and I think you know what they are. 3 words for this film. Fuck this movie. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Yeah. Fuck this movie. Number 4 on my list. Now we're going to get into some positives because the rest of these films are pretty good. Are pretty good. Number 4 on my list here is Predators with an S. I think this film has a cool setting. It takes a franchise back to the jungle. But this is no ordinary jungle. This is no Earth jungle. It's a kind of like alien planet jungle, and as our main lead Adrien Brody says, it's a game preserve and we're the game. Adrien Brody. The first little negative I have for this film, even though I think the film's pretty okay as it stands, probably the only negative I have for this film really is Adrien Brody. I feel Adrien Brody for me is just such a baffling casting decision for the lead in this movie. I think he's majorly miscast in my opinion. I don't feel any kind of charisma from his character. I think they could have done a lot better than Adrien Brody as the lead actor in this film. Predators as a film has some really cool action and additional Predator lore, which I always think is cool. Like, I think the Predators are kick-ass. I want to know more about them, more about their backgrounds. So it gives us a little bit more lore where they've got like crucified predators of their own kind and stuff like that, and it kind of like makes you feel like, oh, maybe they hunt down their own kind from time to time. I don't know exactly what the film is going for there, but it's cool that we have this little nuggets of lore that he likes to throw in it, which is cool. We have some really cool violence sequences as well to top it off. Who doesn't like a bit of violence in their Predator movie? Yeah, I don't hate this one. I think this one is alright. It's pretty good. It is just a little bit of fun, which is always good. You want your entertainment to be fun from time to time. So yeah, Predators is pretty good. Number 3 on my list. I'm probably going to get kicked in the nuts for this one, but yeah, number 3 on the list is the first Alien vs Predator. I spoke about this already. I think this is a cool film that I really enjoy. The Alien and Predators fight sequences are pretty cool. I don't think the PG-13 really hurts this film at all. I would like a bit more gore in it, but it is what it is. The PG-13 rating is fine. We get some really fucking awesome lore for the Predators in this, which like I said in Predators, like I just said about that, I love a good bit of lore with the Predators, and this gives us it straight up, and I love that about it. Yeah, it's just fucking cool. I really enjoyed this one. By no means is it a bad film like a lot of people have said, which is a shame. give it another go, because I think it deserves it. It's fantastic. So yeah, give this another go if you've been on the fence about it. I think it's a pretty underrated one. Number 2 on this list, down to the last 2. Number 2 is, Predator 2. What else could it be, really? Predator 2. I can't rewatch this one to like jog my memory. Out of the 4 films, this is the one that I kind of didn't remember as much. Yeah, I didn't hate this film after the rewatch. A lot of people do, however, which is weird. I don't know why though. Most people know about this. Predator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger is out and Danny Glover is in. The Jungle is also out and The Streets of Los Angeles are in. So I really feel that this film has a completely different tone to the original, and for me it doesn't really feel like a Predator film, which I feel is what hurts this movie. Tone kind of, for me, makes it feel like a Lethal Weapon movie that happens to have a Predator in it. Danny Glover's character, I just find it's that typical kind of reckless cop character. He's violent, he's angry, he disregards everything pretty much in this film in pursuit of the Predator. So he kind of is one of those reckless characters, which I don't think's all that interesting. I don't think his arc had much going for it. He was scared of heights in the film. That was brought up once or twice in this movie, but I didn't think his character was all that interesting. Again, this film also adds some really cool lore to the Predator universe, which is really cool. They show the trophy room, and the film kind of shows us that the Predators have honor. If you kill one of their own, they kind of reward you for that as a sign of respect, which is really cool. Like, Danny Glover's character, getting that old pistol. That kind of also shows us that they've been coming to Earth for many centuries. Like the pistol was from the 1700s. There's some great lore like that. I think it's really cool, and it's not a bad film to watch, really. Like, I don't really have major negatives aside from Danny Glover's character is underwhelming, and the tone of the film is not what I really wanted from a Predator movie. All in all, I think the film is entertaining. I think it's got pretty cool lore and it's rather enjoyable. For me, I think Predator 2 is the definition of a very underrated movie. Second chances are for films like this, and I reckon people should give it another go, because I think it's alright. It's a good one, so check it out. Down to my number 1, which no one would be surprised by this. Everyone knows what my number 1 is, because I don't see anyone else's number 1 being any different. Obviously, it's the original, the original 1987 Predator. 2 things about this film that I think are absolutely just vital, which is characters and location. Without these things, for me, this film wouldn't have been as memorable. Of course, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Predator himself that are really kind of big reasons for this film being successful. But I do think as a whole, the cast are great. The jungle location is almost its own character, because it's become synonymous with the franchise at this point. And Predator has some great action, tense scenes as well, from the guerrilla attack, and then of course the final showdown between Dutch and the Predator. There's some really great quotable moments as well, such as "Dylan, you son of a bitch," and of course, "If it bleeds, we can kill it." And definitely doubly, of course, "Get to the chopper! Go! Go!" There's some great quotable moments in this film. The soundtrack is memorable too. Predator is just a fantastic science fiction film. Introduced the world to one of the greatest, coolest movie monsters that's ever been put to film. One ugly motherfucker. Indeed, sir. That is the end of my Predator ranking. I really do appreciate you checking out the video. It means a lot, guys. If you like what you see, hit that like button. It always helps out. If you want to see more from me and from this channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you are notified. If you don't like this video and think I'm rubbish, dislike button is always been there. Hit that if you like, but nobody cares. No one cares. With that being said, guys, I've been Jason and I am out.